Welcome back to Reliving Retro. What's up, fellas?
What's going on? It's been a bit.
It's been a bit.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great, dude. You don't even have your headphones on all the way.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I don't.
It's fine.
You can put them how you have
Well,
them.
you had us muted for a while, so.
Oh, that's true.
Got a little wonky there. Took a vacation. Things got a little weird.
Trav had a vacation. I had a COVID-cation. Yaiser, California-cation.
Ah, there
Chilling.
it is.
I was chilling.
Chilling.
There we go.
But we're back.
So we played Wild Guns
Yes.
for the Super NES. How did each of you play it? What was your preferred method of playing?
I played it on the Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
same.
It was easier.
I played it all kinds of ways.
You did.
Yeah.
Emulators or like...
So I played it on an emulator with Yaiser. That playthrough where we didn't beat the entire game because whatever. That is up on YouTube. Right meow. So if you guys want to go watch it, you can probably see it because you're watching this.
Right meow.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. So watch that if you'd like. And I also played it on my SNES Classic, which probably felt the best, honestly. That was the best feeling way to play it because it's just like a legit SNES controller.
Yeah.
So it's like that was basically how it was meant to be played. And then I also played on the Switch, which I think the Switch was definitely the easiest way to play it because of like the rewind and the fact that you had a joystick instead of like the D-pad to aim.
Yeah, the joystick was very helpful.
For sure.
There was a brief moment where I put the Switch on the dock and played it on the TV.
Nice.
That's about as different as I got with it.
Yeah, I did that a couple times too.
Which is always cool
Yeah.
to see a sort of retro game on your 4K.
4K, 65 inch too with surround sound. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Liv played through it a little bit. Was the only time you played two players when you came over to my house?
Yes.
Yeah, what about you, Trav? Did you play two players at all?
No, just one player.
This is so much easier.
Two players is a lot of fun.
And I told
fun,
you
too.
that because I was driving to North Carolina that there was going to be a lot of playing in the car. No playing in the car.
No.
Zero?
Like none. I played it when everybody went to, like, when the day was over on vacation.
Yeah.
Like 8:30, everybody passed out, the kids and Mary. Bam. Wild Guns for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That's, by yourself is dope, too.
Yeah.
We want to just get right into it, the story?
Yeah.
All right. So does anybody know the story behind this game?
Not at all.
Somewhat. Only a little bit.
Yeah, so basically, Annie is trying to get revenge on, I can't remember the guy's name at the end.
I think they just say the kid family.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
For basically like killing her entire family. And Clint is like this like bounty hunter dude that's like helping her. But also he doesn't care about helping her. He just wants to do it himself. He doesn't even want her help.
Oh.
From what I read, he doesn't care.
Okay.
But Clint is cool. Who did you guys play as for the most part?
I played both. I played Clint. No, I played them both probably evenly.
Well,
Yeah.
Her name was Annie, right?
Yep.
Annie.
Yeah. I played the entire playthrough as Annie.
What color?
She had like a white dress, right? Was it like a white one?
She had white. She had like a purplish bluish one. She had a pink one.
And black.
So
Yeah,
that was
and
one of
black.
the things I thought was pretty cool was the
Outfits.
changing the color schemes of the outfits of the characters was cool.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
Nice little touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played as Purple Pants Clint for most of it, and then once I started playing with Yaiser, I found that your cursors are like kind of correspondent to the color that your character is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Green
Cursors.
Pants Clint was way better
Okay.
in that aspect. I started using him a lot more.
Okay.
But yeah, because who were you again? Were you Black Dress Annie when we played?
I was black and purple maybe too also.
Right,
I think
so it was
mostly
like-
black, yeah.
Both of us having like darker cursors or like what were you calling it? Crosshairs?
Crosshairs.
It was kind of confusing. So I switched to the green, and it's a lighter, brighter color. It was easier to tell us apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever would have noticed, to be honest. But also, I I never deviated. So like once I started the save, I just played that save and played it all the way through. And
Yeah. Well, I didn't notice at all until I played with him.
Right, until we played co-op.
Until there were two, until there
Oh,
were
I see.
two crosshairs going all over the place, and I was just like, "Which one?" I know, like it says like 1P and 2P, but like
Yeah.
you're not really paying attention to that part.
I think I played Pink a lot too, because when we were playing co-op.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it
yeah,
was Very distinguishable.
Just different, yeah.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about this game is it was developed by 3 people, just
Whoa.
3,
Nice.
and yeah. So Natsume was told that they needed to come out with a game like in like record time. This game was produced, developed, and like finished all in like a span of 5 or 6 months.
wow,
That's insane.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's pretty amazing, actually. Yeah, and the 3 people actually got together again to do the remake for the Switch, which I'm spoiler alert, but I'm gonna go out and buy that game.
Cool.
It exists already, or it's coming out?
It already exists.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Interesting. I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah. It's very good, from what I've heard. All right, so story. We kind of deviated a bit, but story. What do you guys rate this story?
I'd put it at a 2.5.
Yeah,
Just because it's simple. Just a couple sentences describes the whole entire story.
basically, right?
But yeah, not bad, but not the strongest part of the game, I don't think.
Trav.
For me, it was more of a story than Super Mario Brothers.
Yep. Which you rated a 1.
Yep. So I gave it a 2. 2
Nice.
stars.
There
All
you
right.
go.
I also didn't really. Did you tell us the background when we announced the game? Because I feel like I knew some of that,
A
but,
little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
but only
yeah.
because I think Rigney told us.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not a lot of development otherwise. It's just sort of like level after level after level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, to be totally fair, it could have had no story, and I still would have liked it. So it's like
Yeah.
Same. That's not very important to me.
not in this game anyway.
Right.
I gave it a 2.5, same as Yaiser. I felt like honestly, like baseline, like story wise, like it's on par with Mario. However, Mario's is slightly better for me due to the whole Toads being turned into bricks thing and whatever.
Yeah, actually, a lot deeper than they lead you to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
just still traumatized by the Mario story.
You'd be surprised. Like, I mean, obviously, maybe not, but a lot of people don't know that about the Mario Kingdom. So it is kind of surprising.
That's why mushrooms come out of bricks. So he's eating toads.
Yeah, he's doing
To
whatever he
become
wants.
bigger.
Yeah. He's like a cannibal guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's craziness. I didn't know any of that. But
I didn't either. It's fucking nuts. But anyways, wild guns, guys. Wild guns.
Yeah. So let's move on to gameplay. I'll start off with gameplay, I guess. I gave it a 4.5. I found myself. I beat it on easy originally, and then after I beat it on easy, I was like, okay, I definitely want to go up to hard and beat it on hard, or I'm sorry, on normal. So I go up to normal, I beat it on normal, and then I wanted to beat it on hard still. So like for me to like want to do that,
Yeah.
I feel like the gameplay kind of speaks for itself there. And it had, even just for like using a D-pad, the controls were so good for a D-pad. And I love the fact that you could run side to side and then stop and then control your crosshairs
Yeah.
when you stop.
yeah,
Yep.
I really, really like that. Yeah, it's just really, really fun. Did anybody have a favorite gun?
I think just the machine gun, or like was like an AK or whatever.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. I just liked it. The fire rate.
So this is a part of
Mowing
the
people down.
game that I was very confused by, right? Because you guys, we talked about how we had the bombs like in the text in the group chat.
Yep.
You're like we talked about how you get a bombs per level or per
Yep.
life.
Yeah.
I used bombs once in the whole playthrough because I just never had any more bombs. I'm like,
You can get more. You kind of have to find them, if that makes any sense.
Well,
they're like
also,
little floating around, right?
if you
Yeah.
die all the way, if you lose all your lives, you respawn with 3.
Yeah.
So did you just rewind the whole time and never really die all the way?
I went through the first level and destroyed that level with those bombs. It was done in like 10 seconds. And then for the rest of the playthrough, I was like, where are these bombs I'm supposed to have? I just never had any. But the
Yeah.
machine gun was probably the best weapon that
I
I
like
used.
the machine gun
I like
too.
the V gun. I'm not sure what
Oh,
V stands
I
for,
forgot
but
about
that thing was amazing.
I still don't know how you get it.
It's like a volt gun. It's like an electric beam.
It's just big explosions all over the screen, and nobody gets to touch you for like 50 seconds.
It's like a grenade launcher mixed with a machine gun.
Yeah,
like that shoots as fast as a machine gun.
Yeah, it's literally like probably one of the greatest guns I've ever used in any game ever.
Yeah, it just fucking rips.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can't remember if I said my score, but it's 4.5.
4.5
for gameplay.
Yeah, that's good.
It was a very, very fun game.
Yeah, I gave it a 4 because I mean the combat is fucking intense in that game.
Yeah, it is. You're sweating a little bit.
Yeah, I really there's no downtime at all.
No.
It's fun.
I also gave it a 4. I felt like this was a far cry from the game we played previous week, and that I was not ready for the amount of hard this game was going to be. So thank goodness for the save states.
Yeah, true. This game is very difficult, but it's also not difficult in a way that made me want to stop playing.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially because of the save state. So it's like...
Yeah.
I was a lot more careful when on like boss fights, just because I don't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Rigney on the phone that there was a boss. He's in the background. He's just in the middle, but he's got all these little things that keep dropping down. And I was just killing the little robots or whatever they were for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, where the hell is this boss? And he's just in the background. And it wasn't until I shot and just hit something that it lit up. And I was like, oh, he's the whole backdrop. He's the boss. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that I spent this long shooting just the random...
Yeah, it's crazy.
The random bad guys.
That's very funny.
But that kind of transfers... That'll kind of let us transfer nicely into visuals. Like you were saying, the whole background was the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was the boss at that one point. And I thought the visuals were amazing in this game. Down to like all the character sprites and the scenery. And for what it was, it's called a gallery shooter because it's not like you're moving from different screens. Like you're in a box basically, and the environment is moving in front of you.
Right.
So for what they were able to do for like a gallery shooter, I thought it was amazing. I gave it a 4 for visuals.
Nice.
I think that's best on display during the train level where everything's sort of moving, even though you're not moving. Yeah, the bane of your existence.
Yaiser hated that one.
Nothing is moving. I mean, the background is moving or whatever.
Yeah.
And the boss floats in or out, and then he comes across down the bottom. And that, as difficult as that level was, that was one of the cooler levels, I think, as far as visuals were concerned.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
was
agree.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Hated it, but yeah. I give it 3.5 for visuals.
Okay. What did you give it, Trev?
4. I thought we were still on gameplay. I gave gameplay and visuals a 4. So
Oh, okay. Sorry
Nice.
about that.
Very nice.
you probably said visuals, and I just was in La La Land.
No, you're good. You said 3.5, right?
3.5 I give it.
Anything to add to the visuals comment? What was your favorite part?
Favorite part of it visually?
Yeah.
There's a million different enemies. They all look pretty cool. They all like did different shit. I love the mashup between like old western and like futuristic robot type shit.
Yeah.
I love that shit. So
Yeah, I thought it was awesome too.
yeah.
I really liked. I thought that this had a very good boss rush level. So the final level is a boss rush, which is basically when you have to fight all the previous bosses in a row before you can fight the main final boss. Mm-hmm. And I thought they did a really, really good job with that.
That's why it was so chaotic, dude. I was losing my mind on the last fight. I'm like, what is this? There's just bullets flying at you from every angle. And I'm like, why is this so ridiculous? And it's one of the notes I wrote down is if it weren't for save states, I never would have beat this game.
Yeah. So we all beat it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What highest difficulty that you beat it on? Yeah, sir.
Normal. I played the first few levels on hard,
Okay.
and then we started playing the next game.
I also beat it on normal.
Okay. Yeah, I beat it on normal, and then I went back and I persevered, and I actually beat it on hard. But however, I beat it on normal on the SNES Classic because I was like,
Nice.
I feel really good about that.
That's legit.
And then I beat it on hard on the Switch with like the rewinds and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, so I beat it. I beat it a few times. First time I beat it on normal. Used save states and rewind a lot. But the second time I did it a lot less. I'm not going to say I didn't do it, but I did it way less. Only like a few times.
Isn't it funny how sometimes like you would die or whatever and you would just be like rewind, and then like other time you would
stupid. I'm not.
other time you would die and you're just like All right, fine.
I deserve that one.
I deserve it.
I should have moved maybe a little quicker on that last one.
No, rewind became a part of the mechanic of the game for me. Honestly, it was like dead rewind, back in it, dead rewind. There's a couple times where I died at the same exact spot like 5 times in a row because I kept rewinding to a spot where I was in the air and just dropping down and getting hit. And I did it like 4 times in a row, and I'm like, come on.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I was trying to play through. I just wanted like to try and beat this level with just me and Liv on hard. Like just the first level, I mean, and oh my god, it was a nightmare. She ended up it's crazy. She ended up kind of hitting the final blow on the enemy, on the boss for level 1.
Yeah.
As I died.
Oh wow.
I did like most of the damage, and like if we recorded it, you would just see her crosshairs like up in the corner the whole time. Like she's not moving them at all, and then I'm like sitting there doing all the damage to the boss and getting hit with everything, and I'm like, just keep jumping and survive, because she would just get so upset that she's dead, and then she can't, you don't even come back in that game until both people are dead.
We went to the one day we were in North Carolina. It rained the whole day, and we went to this giant arcade, and it had you sit in these virtual reality booth things, not virtual reality, but you sit in the booth. It's the Jurassic Park game. You both get a gun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And we were playing the Jurassic Park one, and I was playing with Liam, and he's like, I'm killing him, Dad. I'm killing the dinosaur. I'm killing the dinosaur. And I'm like working my ass off. I'm killing everything. And then we died at like the last part. And I'm like, man, I was like, he must have a good score because we lasted a long time. His thing was just like Rigney said, was just up in the corner. And I was like, oh my god, he didn't help me at all.
Yeah,
just thought he was moving my crosshairs the whole time.
I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because this game was never in an arcade, although it feels like it was built perfectly for the arcade.
Oh fuck
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it does.
Like if you could just like stand there with the guns like aiming at the screen, like
oh dude,
it would have been so much fun.
That would be so sick.
Fuck yeah.
Like Duck Hunt, you know what I mean, back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Definitely.
But yeah, so soundtrack. How'd you guys feel about the soundtrack of this game?
I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it was I don't know. I don't remember any of the music.
Right.
But I wasn't thinking this music sucks while I was playing. So.
See, I kind of had a very similar thought, and then I realized like the more and more I played it that some of the songs were getting stuck in my head.
Oh wow.
Not that I could like mimic them and sing them right now. Mm-hmm. It's certainly no Mario Bros when it comes to soundtrack.
yeah.
But I gave it a 3 because I kind of felt very similar. I was like, it's good, but it's nothing that's gonna blow anybody away. Mm-hmm. It'll never be on a Spotify playlist of mine. But it certainly didn't distract from the game, and I certainly didn't like notice it enough to be like, I hated the soundtrack.
I also I gave it a 2, but I will say it for the soundtrack. It gave you the retro game feel, because I couldn't tell you what any song sounded like. Like I couldn't. I mean, like Rigney said, I couldn't mimic it right now if you asked me to. But
Right.
But it did have that sort of retro feel that gave it an extra like retro feel to the whole game as a whole. So I don't know. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like. I guess I'm biased in the way that like Super Mario Brothers will be iconic, and if that's the measuring stick, then 2 is just sort of where you're going to land for now.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
How well did this game age for you guys? Yaiser, you go first.
I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
Because I really enjoy playing the game. I mean, I wouldn't doubt seeing myself jumping back on the Switch and playing it again even.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. I love playing it.
So, as to use Yaiser's criteria here, I gave it 3 stars. I think it aged pretty well as far as when that game came out. Mm-hmm. I don't see it being a game I pick back up anytime soon, maybe ever again. Just because I played it enough, I rewound it enough, put a couple of hours into it, did beat it, and I was just like, that was pretty cool. And it's not really a game I plan on playing again, I don't think.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
But it's a game that you should look at it and just be like, if you have the opportunity to go back, if you have your emulator or whatever, you can get it on the Switch part. Mm-hmm. Give it a try, because it is fun and it is hard, and and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I think Perry tried it. He emulated it and tried it and quit because it was too hard for him, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He probably
I
didn't
think he
realize
gave
that there
up.
was rewinds.
Well, he didn't have it on Switch. So.
Yeah, he
No,
emulated
you
it.
can't.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't rewind.
What did you use for a controller?
I think
Like an
he
Xbox
was
controller or
using an
something?
Xbox controller or PlayStation controller or something like that.
Gotcha. That's cool. I gave it a 4.5. And basically, I looked at it like this. None of the in-game mechanics, like none of the controls, nothing about the controller, made me think that, wow, this game is hard to play because of how old it is, which I think should be a pretty a big factor into how well a game aged.
Yeah, I'm with you. So
just that alone bumped this score up for me. A little bit of a spoiler alert for this current week. So for the next episode, not this episode, but the next game that we were going to be playing all week, I was trying to play through it, and I just kept wanting to go back and play Wild Guns.
Yeah.
I just kept having that feeling. But yeah, no, I really, really love this game. I gave it a 4.5 for aged. So just to run through those quickly. For story, me and Yaiser both gave it a 2.5. Trav gave it a 2. Gameplay, I gave it a 4.5. And Yaiser and Trav both gave it a 4. I gave it a 4 in visuals. Trav gave it a 4. Yaiser gave it a 3.5. I gave it a 3 in soundtrack. And Yaiser and Trav both gave a 2. I gave it a 4.5 for aged. Trav gave it a 3. And Yaiser gave a 4.5 as well.
Yeah. And I stick by it, dudes.
Yeah. So overall, Trav had this game ranked the lowest. He had it at a flat 3. Yaiser had it ranked at a 3.3.
Yep.
And I had it ranked at a 3.7.
Yeah. I don't think 3.3 says how I really feel about this game, though.
It's weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
when I originally was going through the ratings and I saw that it came out the same as Super Mario Bros. For me, I'm like, it can't possibly be that way.
No.
Because I had Super Mario Bros. At 3.5. And so I was like, I have to find a way to bump this up above Super Mario Bros. Because I've been enjoying this like tenfold compared to Super Mario. So that's what I did. I went through and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bump the gameplay up from 4 to 4.5. And I think I'm going to bump the soundtrack up from 2.5 to 3. And I eventually just got it up to 3.7.
There you go. So I guess like the soundtrack and the story didn't really matter to me all that much with this game.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
The other three, they're really like, it would have been a 4 if we took those two out for me.
Right.
Which I feel like that's probably more what I would have called it. If you were just asking me overall, how was this game? 4 out of 5 stars. That's 4-star game. Play it for sure. Definitely fun.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say. So basically, after we review each game, would you tell people to relive the game?
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, you should play it.
Yeah.
You should go back and play it.
Yeah, and it. So all three of us concur here. We definitely recommend, if you didn't play the game with us this week, we definitely recommend that you go and play the game. I'm going to be getting the Switch game, and the Switch game actually allows for 4 players at once.
Oh, you play online?
I don't know, actually. Maybe. Perhaps. I think you can play you probably can, because I'm pretty sure you can play the original one online.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like, I didn't realize that until after, but I'm pretty sure, like, I could have played with you on the Switch online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
But I'm going to get that. It has extra levels, too, like brand new levels in it.
Oh, nice.
So,
How much is it?
I don't know,
I might get it.
like $30 or something.
I might get it too.
Yeah, we should definitely get that. I would want to get that, and then all three of us play through it together and just record that and throw it up.
We're talking about the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't stop saying yeah more than once.
It's fine.
Yeah. No.
12 times. All right, we do have some reviews from people that did play it with us. We have Josh from YouTube's We Can Beat It, so go check him out on YouTube. Said this game is a gem, absolutely amazing co-op, 5 out of 5 stars all day, super easy.
Strong. Love it.
Yeah. I don't think he was saying the game is super easy. I think he was saying super easy to rate that game.
Easy to give it 5.
Yeah. Then we have a bit of a longer review here from Patrick, who loves this game, by the way. So he goes, what do you call it? Category by category here. Okay. Story. While most might not know, since it doesn't say it outright, but it's basically based on the story of True Grit, which is a movie. I don't know. Movie? I've never heard of it.
I've heard of it. I just never seen it.
Annie teams up with Clint to take out the big boss responsible for the killing, which we kind of described earlier. Mm-hmm. Gameplay, very smooth, especially for a D-pad. Very intuitive. Oh, no, it says it's not very intuitive. I'll dock it for that since it can be a little awkward at first having to move your cursor in various ways. Once you get the hang of it, though, it's very well controlled. And I agree. I thought it was very hard initially, and then once you get control of like how it's supposed to work,
right?
It's very easy.
I remember as soon as I fired it up, started playing at first, I texted you guys, like, this game's hard as fuck. I couldn't get past the first level.
Oh,
yeah. You get the hang of it, and it becomes way smoother.
Yeah, because you texted us that, and then I was like, all right, let me try it. And very, very difficult. I was dying in like the first like 10 seconds, and I'm like, I don't know how to not do things here. This is crazy. Yeah. He said visuals, it's beautiful sprite art. The giant 3 bosses look incredible. Contra-like bosses with a robot. Contra-like boss robot with a Gatling gun and the crab looked awesome, which I think that was one of the coolest looking bosses with the crab arms coming down and stuff like that.
That was cool.
Then he also says the sub bosses repeat for the most part, but the common enemies change it up every now and again to make up for it. Bottom line, the graphics are classic 16-bit example arcade style. And then he said soundtrack. Oh man, the more you play it, the more you love it. It's a slow burn. Goes well with any action. Goes well with the action regardless. Final stage music is top tier. Which maybe I didn't play that level enough, but
yeah, I got through it once. I was like, enough of that.
Right. And then he said aged. Again, I think it's aged incredibly well. Everything holds up and would be a great testament to retro games that are made today, trying to emulate the same feel of the quick-paced action. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry to intrude.
No intrusion.
Bring it on.
Appreciate it.
For real. So I think it's safe to say that this game was pretty well loved by everybody that played it this week.
Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely was. It definitely was a fun game to play. So
yeah.
It seems weird that like I like the game a decent amount, and it seems crazy that I, of everybody, including the reviews Rigney read, that I seem to like it the least. And I thought it was like a decent game. Right, and I was like, wow, this game is loved, because if I'm the one that thought if I liked it the least, and I was like, this is a pretty decent game, then this is a gem.
Yeah,
must be.
So a lot of people definitely think it is in that gem category. I had always known about it just from my kind of experience with collecting retro games, but I'd never owned it because it's a super expensive game. If you want to buy the actual cartridge right now, it's going to cost you $308.
That is wild.
Or, like I said, if you want to just own the Switch copy. So it came out on the Switch and the PS4. The PS4 version goes for about $18, and the Switch copy goes for about $16 used. So, not too bad if you want to go pick up, that copy, which I think I'm going to.
Yeah, I probably will too. Or get the SNES version on your Switch for free.
True story. Yeah, you can absolutely do that for free. I think that's about it for Wild Guns. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to say about it? Are you guys pretty much good?
You guys have a favorite boss, least favorite boss that you remember?
Ooh, I think the most annoying boss was probably the train boss. The guy in the jetpack throwing dynamite sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the last boss, or bosses, I don't know, depending on how you want to look at it.
They're all right. Bosses.
That level was pure chaos.
The level 2 train boss that spread fire across the screen.
Oh yeah,
you had to guess whether it was high or low.
I hated that.
That was tough.
Yep, I did hate that. I think I forgot that boss a lot because, I luckily just was able to beat it for a lot of the times that I was doing it, so I didn't get stuck on it to the point where I had to keep replaying it like I did with the train one or the the crab one or whatever.
The one thing this game changed up, and I'm sure it was done intentionally, that sort of sets it apart amongst other retro games, is that they didn't lean on this sort of pattern that a lot of games will do. They did have patterns that you could notice and try that would help you,
Right.
but randomly it would just be switched up. It would just be something totally different, and you would die, and you'd be like, "What? That was not a part of the pattern. What is happening here?"
Yeah. So what boss was it that had it shot in a circle? Was that it was one of the bosses?
That was the
during
one where he was up in the background, right?
Yeah.
That you were talking about?
Yeah, and
Where
I
was,
kept
up above
dying.
the door and he would
that
just
was
shoot
super
circles around.
annoying because for the first like 8 times I played it, I'm like jumping out of the way, and then when we played it for the playthrough, Yaiser was like, "I'm pretty sure you can just stand there for those."
you
And
can
I'm like,
stand
"Oh,
still."
that's crazy."
Yeah, it's almost like it's meant for you to just not move,
Right.
Because it like pinpoints you, right? And then if you just don't move, it won't hit you.
Right.
Then
Just
people
shoots a
you see
circle
it, and you're like,
around
"Oh,
you.
I gotta get out of here," and you try to jump, and then it gets you because you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, damn it.
It got me doing that a bunch of times.
Once when you guys said it in the group chat, I was like, "Son of a bitch!" I was like, "Give me times I died jumping out of that circle."
Yeah, I felt dumb too, but like, what? And now I know, so now it's easier. But yeah, this game was a lot of fun. If you didn't get a chance to play it with us this week, definitely go do that. I think we are about to randomize for the next game. I just want to say quickly, for these next couple weeks, this is what we're going to do. I think this is going to be the formula. Every fourth week, we're going to do a Patreon game. So for those that are on our Patreon, if you want us to play your favorite game, or even if you want us to play a game that's absolute garbage, right? You can go on there and suggest it on our Patreon. It costs like $5 a month or whatever to sign up. And you can go on there and request a game, and it'll get thrown onto a much, much smaller list. And it currently is very, very small. I think there's only 3 games on there
I thought
right
he was
now.
going to say 0. It's very small in that it's 0.
No. There's 3 games on there right now. So this is episode 2. Our episode 4 will be our Patreon episode. So if you want to have a chance to, get one of your games on there, go on there.
Skip the line.
Yeah, join the Patreon, and you can, basically what Yaiser said, you can skip the line. Hopefully have us play your game much sooner rather than later. However, if you do not want to pay the $5 for Patreon, totally understandable. I would never make you do that. I made Yaiser do it.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
You make me.
All right.
I just keep forgetting.
Yeah. So anyway, so we have it like a master list, I guess. I don't know. We could think of another name for it, but we have basically a much bigger list. And if you want your game added to that list, then just comment it below on the YouTube. Whatever games you want us to play, you can comment them below. We'll add them to that list.
Yeah,
it's just going to take a lot longer to get to those games.
Yeah, any format really. Just leave a comment.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, all those.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to hit this randomize button right meow. There it is.
Oh.
Okay. We are playing, for episode 3, we are playing a 1998 action-adventure hack-and-slash game for the PlayStation 1
It's my wheelhouse.
called MediEvil.
Yes.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite games ever.
The plot is in the year 1286, an evil sorcerer named Zarok plotted to take over the kingdom of Galamir with his undead army. And you are Sir Daniel Fortescue trying to kill that dude. Sounds
Love
fun?
it.
Sounds fun?
Oh,
Cool.
it doesn't sound fun. It is fun.
All right, dude. I can't wait.
All right. So if you have a copy of MediEvil, or if you would like to just play it along with us, I'm sure there's plenty of emulator YouTube tutorials for you to try and follow and get that thing on your computer. Also, they have made a remake for it on the PS4, and maybe pick that up and let us know what you think of that game, and we'll include your reviews in that show.
If you would like to follow along, like each week with the games, and you don't want to play it or you don't have time to play it, you can go to YouTube and find a speed playthrough for just about every game that's ever existed.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's
If
a
you
good
just
point.
want to see it and you don't necessarily have the time to play it yourself, but want to like follow along, then that this is a book club format
like
kind of thing.
like a let's play.
Just go watch the playthrough,
Yeah.
and you'll get you'll sort of see and then at least understand some of the references of games you may not have played that we did and hear us.
It's
play about it.
basically like I don't have time to read the book, but I'll watch the movie,
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
kind of know what you
Yeah,
guys are
yeah,
talking about.
Yeah. Much rather watch Lord of the Rings than read them.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Even though it takes a pretty good amount of time too.
yeah.
Yeah, true. All right, so that's it for that's it for Wild Guns. We will be playing MediEvil next week. I guess see you later.
See ya.
Yeah, later.